What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and how the devil are we all doing today? I hope you are fantastic. I'm fantastic, because today we have just had the new drops of the next set of journey quests. Who doesn't want some lightspeed tokens? My alt is frothing at the mouth. Let's go get these done. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Baby Scribbles account, the 3.3 million one-year-old free-to-play account. If you are in my time zone right now, you will have the new set of journey quests. And to remind people what these journey quests do, they are a set of quests that are basically coming out every 2 weeks, and they will give us things like Zeta mats, lightspeed tokens to take units to Relic 0 with their Zetas, as well as Omicron materials. They're really, really good. I've done video guides for all of the ones existing, and I will continue to do so as they come out. This first one over here is a super easy one. Win 10 battles with any version of Barriss Offee on your squad. Now, of course, later on today, probably by the time you're watching this, Inquisitor Barriss's Marquee event will be live, so a lot of you will be getting this done very, very easily. However, even if you do not actually have Inquisitor Barriss yet, you could just do it with standard Barriss. I imagine the quickest and easiest way of getting that done is to go to the Jedi Master Yoda event, go to the first tier, just make sure that you've got Barriss Offee in your team, and just do this 10 times. You can also do it in the raid, I suppose, or if you do manually play your battles on the light side, just throw in Barriss Offee and you'll have yourself a good time. I'm going to run through these 10 battles, lickety-split, splickety-lit, lickety-splickety-splickety-lit, and then I'll see you in a couple of minutes. And that is number 10. Super, super easy. You don't waste any energy whatsoever doing that. Just go back and forth into the Grandmaster Yoda event. He must be so tired of me beating on him thanks to all of these journey quests, I'll be honest. So, 10 Zeta mats. Next up, we are going to get ourselves our first Inquisitorius Zeta mat, lightspeed token, apologies, for 8th Brother. Really, really good. This set is going to let us get Grand Inquisitor more or less for free. You'll still have to invest and take these units up to Relic 5, and then it will be a little bit tricky because that event is actually hard. So this first one, Inflict Purge 100 times. This one is the first one that can be a little bit tricky, because if you don't have any Inquisitors already, it gets a little bit difficult. Now, the way I would recommend doing this is get an ally in your ally list to hopefully drop Reaver in their dark side battles. Reaver will be able to place loads of purge, 5 stacks of purge at the start of the encounter to the enemy team. If you've got your allies in your ally code, just throw in Reaver as their bonus node on like Cantina, on dark side, and on mod challenges and stuff like that. You will be able to get through this super, super quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change my dark side ally unit to be Reaver on my main account, and I'll get it done that way. Failing that, Barriss herself is an Inquisitor and she will be able to apply Purge, okay? So let's have a look and see how she gets Purge. Resisted by an enemy, yada yada. So it's not on her leadership. Whenever Inquisitorial ally is critically hit, it recovers 10% protection, and that enemy gains a stack of Purge. Okay, yeah, so she'll be able to do it herself within Colosseum and stuff like that. You will gradually get it, but it's definitely not the fastest way of doing it. Now, obviously, if you've got your Inquisitors, the way to do it without spending any energy is to go in and use the Grand Inquisitor event. You'll be able to get it done naturally that way. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and change my ally unit on my main account to be Reaver, and then I'm going to find some battles and get it done on my alt account. So what I would do, I'd go into dark side battles, I'd find a node that I'm normally farming anyway. Yeah, this one will do. This isn't a node I farm, truth be told. Right, and I'm just going to make sure that I go to Inquisitorius, and we throw in our Reaver. Now, it doesn't even have to be the full team, truth be told. Reaver is definitely the best unit. If people don't have Reaver, use anything that's going to put out a lot of Purge. As you can see, when Reaver starts the battle, everybody is getting Purge. The whole team is getting 5 stacks. If you've also got Grand Inquisitor, there'll be an extra 1 stack. So if you don't have Reaver, throw in Grand Inquisitor lead. He always applies full 1 stack at the start of battle. And this will be a really, really easy way of getting it done. Should be able to go into any node that has got, you know, multiple waves like this with multiple enemies. Like over here right now, even if it was just Reaver, 5 enemies, that's going to be 25 stacks of Purge. So you'll be able to do it in a battle, maybe 2, depending on the node that you go in. I do think that nodes like in the mod challenges are actually much better for stuff like this. So I'm actually farming defense mods at the moment myself. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got Reaver in the leader slot. That's what makes her apply that leadership benefit to everybody else that has you in their ally slot. So I'm just doing this to make sure anybody that's got me as an ally can use my Reaver at least once. You will have to go back and forth to sort of go in and out of the ally unit to try and make sure that you've got it, but this is definitely a safe way of getting it done. So I'm just going to go through this over here. Yeah, see, this is the benefit of mod challenges. Mod challenges have got multiple waves and often have a lot of enemies, as you can see over here. Each wave has got like 3 to 5 enemies. Sometimes they've got like 6, and there are like 5 waves. See over here, you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 enemies there. 5 times 6, that's 30 instances of purge. Sorry, my brain is not engaging today. And we're not technically wasting any energy here because we are still actually getting ourselves the resources that we would normally get, just trying to get Reaver in here as well. I want to make sure Reaver is in every single node for my ally slot, so anybody that's going anywhere will be like, yep, thank you, Scribbles, I'll use your Reaver and get some benefits, and I'll be able to do it then on my alt account really, really quickly. Hopefully it'll take only a battle. It might take 2, but we'll find out in a couple of minutes here. This should be the last one that I need to do. Because obviously you can't use Reaver in light side battles, so you just need to do dark side battles, Cantina, and then fleet mods. And that should be everything that she wrote. Easy money. Easy money. Okay, now that we've got Reaver in for each of those, I'm going to jump back onto my alt account, and we'll see if Reaver appears in the ally slot. Alright, so I'm actually going to start off with mod challenges. Let's go over to speed mods, because speed mods are the best. Ah, okay, it's not speed, sorry, it's not mod challenges, is it? Ah, that's a shame. It'll be mod battles that you can do it in. Yeah, so I don't know if I actually swapped it out for mod battles over here. We'll have to go back and forth. So apologies, not mod challenges, mod battles. I'll go over to Dark Side Campaign then. Just go on a, yeah, I would probably advise going on a later node, truth be told. If nothing else, go ahead and grab yourself like the Chirotech node, or something like that, because people are always going to want Chirotech, and we're just going to look for Reaver over here. So if you don't see Reaver, you simply back out, you go back in. All right, back out and go back in. You should eventually find it. It just has to go through all 50 of your allies until it spits out the unit that you want. So far, nothing. Come on, give me that Reaver. Give me that Reaver. As soon as she appears. It's funny actually, because half these units are not actually on your ally list. They will be units that are randomly generated by AI. So you often see stuff like 3-star Relic units, and those are just randomly generated units because you obviously can't do that per se. It's a little bit more common now because you can actually Relic at 4 stars, but before you'd see really weird stuff. You can see over here, Tadana has actually got an 8th brother in there. He's doing it for his allies. So that's another way of getting it done once you've got your own Inquisitor Lightspeed token. Maybe you be a good egg and throw in your own Inquisitor just so that people can get it done. I'm going to wait until I see Reaver because that's going to be the easiest way of getting it. We've got an Grand Inquisitor. Oh, there we go. Sol has actually got it. So another one of my allies is already doing it. And I'm going to throw in Inquisitors over here because I know that I actually do have another Inquisitor. So let's just throw him in. And hopefully now, we're going to see we'll start over here. That's 5, 10, 15 already. There we go. Just doing basics. I might actually just have to put this on auto basic to try and decrease the amount of damage we're doing. There we go. We've got another big set over here. Another big set. There we go. We've gone down to 6. Didn't realize that, didn't I? I was hoping it would just decrease decrease the stack of purge on the enemy team. And here we've got another decent amount. So I'm just going to basic over here. There we go. They've gone up to 6 now. That's what I am talking about. So even that one battle, how many did that give us? Boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boo. 75. So there we are. We would only have to do that 3 times, essentially. Now, that was one of my allies. I know that I've got another ally that can give me Reaver in my main account. So let's hopefully find that. Just put it on auto basics. Probably the easiest way of getting it done. And you just go through. What it'll take 3 times to do that. We're getting 75 per. So after 3 battles, you'll get that 200. Now, there are probably better nodes than this one. I'm just doing it because it happens to have a Chirotech node on it as well. So I'm kind of making sure I'm not completely wasting my energy. Obviously, on the main account, I'll actually just go in and do the Grand Inquisitor mission and get it done. All right, so hopefully this should see us done now. Getting all of those stacks of purge out there. hopefully we should be done at this point. So I want to get rid of unit. Extra stacks there, baby. That's what I'm looking at. Let's go. Let's get rid of Savage. Wonderful. More stacks is always good. And we should be good here. Wonderful. No? Okay. There we are. 200 stacks of Purge, just a couple of battles. Like I said, throw in all of your Inquisitorius in your dark side missions. Anything that you can do PvE related. Help out your compatriots. Get their light speed tokens, because we are right now about to get ourselves a brand new Inquisitorius. So we need to defeat 50 Jedi with any Inquisitorius present. Let's get onto it. So if you are doing this from a fresh account, you're going to probably want to go ahead, you know, grab yourself your actual 8th brother, sorry, not Marok. Get him unlocked, because why the devil not? We want to have some Inquisitorius to use to defeat some Jedi. If you're looking for a good node in which you can use Inquisitorius to unlock Jedi, it's once again going to be Mod Battles, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to Mod Battles 9D, this one over here, don't forget, if you don't have any Inquisitorius, or if you're not comfortable with that one Inquisitorius, you can still use an allied unit. So I'm going to throw in Supreme Leader Kylo Ren here, a rented unit, and then let's just get rid of all of this. I think what I'll do is I will also just make sure that I've got some Inquisitorius present, and then I don't really care what else we throw in. I'll just, you know, I don't know. I'll have just high relic units thrown in. Slacker's going to carry this. This particular mission has got like 14 Jedi on it, so you'll be able to get through and get this done relatively quickly. It will take a couple of battles, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just drop in hammers down with impunity. That's kind of what Tarkin's whole shtick is, really. And this, again, it's not a wasted energy, because we are still actually gaining some benefit here. We'll only have to do this 4 times, and you'll be laughing. So I'm just taking in any borrowed unit here that's like a GL with good AoE capabilities. We had Slacker, we're using JML. This is the benefit of, like I said, when you've got plenty of allies that have got higher GP, higher level accounts, you'll be able to leech off of their good units and get through these feats really, really quickly. Anything that's got high relics and as well has got AoE damage is what you're really looking for. So you can just get through this nice and quickly. Easy money. Yeah, let's have someone's Bane. That'll be fun. Everybody likes Bane, right? Drop the hammer. Tarkin dropping the hammer is what everybody wants, right? Let's suck them dry. All gone. I love me some Bane. Bane is the best. Still outbeating Satele Shan at this point, I reckon, and definitely beating Stranger. But we are still having fun with Stranger, I feel. Alright, one more battle, and we've got it done. And you get to farm mod slicing materials. That's never a bad thing. Who should we go in with here? Running out of good units to borrow. I mean, I don't really need to. I don't really need to borrow a good unit. No, I mean, the R9 Tarkin that I'm using on this account is enough to clear through the entire thing, I feel. There we go. Drop the hammer. So yeah, this one, once again, not so bad. It will get us on our next step. Gets us 3 Omicron materials, I want to say, which is always lovely to have. We always want to have ourselves additional Omicron materials in our accounts. There we go. Defeat 50 Jedi with an Inquisitorius ally present. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So that's our next step done. Back to the journey quest. Grab ourselves those 3 Omicron materials. Lovely. And this one now will give us 9th Sister. In order to do that, we need to defeat 100 enemies with dark side unaligned force users. So all you'd have to do is go into your characters over here, go into your units, go to unaligned force users, and just have a look for dark side unaligned force users that you've got some investment in, right? So I've got Mara Jade here, for example. If she was at 7-star, I'd probably use her in the Star Killer event. Dark side unaligned force users. We've got 8th Brother and Marok. Personally, I used one of my Lightspeed tokens earlier on in the year to get Marok. You could take them into the R2-D2 event, for example. I believe you should be able to take Crew into the BB-8 event. Who else we got? Silvo over here. You could use Silvo in the raid, for example. If you've got a Silvo at 5 stars, you could use him in the raid and you can get some kills. It will be slow that way. Asajj Ventress. Asajj Ventress is probably one of the easier ones, truth be told, because you can just go into the Padme event with Asajj Ventress. If you will have to upgrade her just a little bit, and then just use her AoE essentially to get through the kills over there. That's not too bad. Shin, you would need other stuff. Dark side unaligned force users. Yeah, and of course the Inquisitors in the actual Inquisitor event. Now, which way am I going to do? I'll probably do the R2-D2 mission, and I'll take in... Yeah, it looks like Marok and 8th Brother are going to be my best shouts here. Other than that, of course, you can go into any node that's got lots and lots of enemies and borrow a Dark Side Online Force user. Let's see if we can do that real quick. Mod battles, like I said, they are usually the best ones for that sort of thing. Let's see if I can find myself a Dark Side Unaligned Force user. Well, there we go. We've got Reaver over here. Make sure the only units in your roster, in your account, are going to be Dark Side Online Force users, just to make sure that you maximize the chances of getting the kill with them, and then just go down to Pound Town and have some fun. Probably should have done the AoE there, but I don't think it really matters. There we go. Mara Jade can throw out some shock. I'll get some grenades on the field. Wonderful. Ah, they died to burning. That sucks. That really sucks. There we go. Alright, getting through these kills. This is a decent node to get it done as well, because there are quite a lot of units, but it does, of course, cost you some energy. There's one kill. There's all the kills in the world. And let's just get this last node here done. Wonderful. Anakin doing Anakin things. Let's make sure he's not one that's constantly interrupting our turns with his bonus turns. Alright. Unfortunately, we need a couple more turns before we finish this one off. Okay, so that battle there, that'll give us 17 kills. That's not too bad. You just have to go ahead and do that, you know, like 6 or 7 times, something like that. With your Inquisitorius, get that done, or your unaligned dark side users. Failing that, like I said, you can just go into the R2-D2 event at the first tier. Unfortunately, you can't just take in one unaligned force user, so you'd have to take in your weakest units, basically. I think I'll take in Palp's lead, at least that way I can gain benefits from... gain the benefits from TM gaining, basically. So all we're looking to do here is get the actual kill with unaligned force users. If you've got someone like Marok, that's obviously going to be so much better. Why are we going in at the top tier? That's not what I wanted to do at all. We want to go in at the weakest tier possible. Weakest tier possible. That makes it a little bit easier, because now I have access to Mara Jade as well. But it looks like that's all of my unaligned force users. Okay, cool. So this will be like an energy-free way of getting it done. And even with a low gear Mara Jade, you should be able to just insta-yeet, and that will get you some of the battles done. So this one's more grindy, obviously, but it doesn't cost any energy. So you can just go in on this, probably hit full auto, and have some fun. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. With feeling, ladies and gentlemen, yes, this was a very dull way of getting this done, but sometimes boring is best. Do you know what I mean? R2-D2 Scream is rather terrifying. Okay, cool. So that is all of those defeats with unaligned force users, or dark side unaligned force users, that we need to do. And that is going to unlock us a rather wonderful 9th Sister straight to Relics. And now we are in a position, ladies and gentlemen, to be prepped for 2 weeks' time when we get the rest of the Inquisitorius faction. I guess the only thing left to do is to go ahead and activate our 9th Sister over here. They start off perhaps maybe with some of the more boring ones. 9th Sister is great with her FDC or level 9 Datacron when it's around. 8th Brother is okay, but really the exciting ones are the legendary unlocks. You're talking about your Reavers and your Grand Inquisitors. Fortunately, this does put you in a position where you are prepped to take that next step, and helps you unlock things like the Scythe down the line and be Reaver ready. Super, super good. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, this video was useful to you. If it was, please do give me a like and a comment in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.